That doesn't seem right. Hi guys, it's VFS again, and we are, ooh, that was all kinds of glitchy right there. And this is going to be the special Halloween build, so let's get to it. Alright, so in the interim, this is our completed koi pond. This little guy fished up a lily pad for us, so that's what we needed to round off this little spot. I put Georgie inside the shrine because he was getting rained on. And we have made some progress with our chickens. I'm still waiting on the blitz. We got the blitz. This guy took forever to get crossed over there, but we finally got him, so we're one step away. And look here, we have Draconium and Awakened Draconium. So we are well on our way there. I've got Prismarine, both types. I don't even know where everybody is anymore. Here's the other one. So we have sea lanterns. We can build with them. We've got Manulin, Cobalt, Ardite, Mana Steel, Gas Tears. We have all kinds of shenanigans everywhere, all of the things. So our bank is completely full, 102.4 million RF. Did not take long to fill that thing up. And if we head downstairs, you will see I've made a few changes in preparation for the gelid cryothium. So these are the changes. I switched out these bottom conduits, so the ones that connect directly to the dynamo are now tier 3 conduits, and that connects to the Ender IO fluid tank. This is a second one, and the only reason that I added that is because the different tiers of the conduits cannot connect directly to each other. So we need the tier 3 because it can use multiple fluids, so it will insert both the lava and the coolant into the dynamos. And that's running into an Ender IO tank, and then we're still using the tier 1 gravity-based conduits on top. And that just keeps our redstone system up there functioning, and everything is working well. Now, if you were making the same setup, you can move this tank up by 1 and then have room for a third row of dynamos if you wanted that. The eggs. This is more than enough chickens. I actually added 2 extra dynamos to the setup, and as you can see, I think we had 2,500. Now we are over 5,000. This is more than enough chickens to get the setup going. So that's 16 plus 9, and yeah, you could add for a while before you start running at a deficit on those guys. Now let's get to the actual build part of this episode. We are going to set the foundations back. We're going to actually do the build, and then I'm going to incorporate the RF storage system into the build, as well as an actual item storage system, because while the transmutation table is very, very nice in what it allows you to pull out in terms of resources, we have so much item income anyway that we might as well set it up so that it'll just omit having to pull stuff out of it. It'll just omit that step. And it's about time we get a nice storage system up and running. So what are we building here? It is Halloween. It is a glorious time of the year. And because this is a monastery, I was thinking we would build a small mausoleum, or an enshrined tomb type spot. And then inside is where we will do all of our crafting. However, because we are druidic, it is of course going to be quite nature-based. It's going to be a mausoleum, much like the shrine that nature has kind of taken back. So let me go get some building blocks and we will get started. Serious business. Okay, here we are after a little bit of progress. And so a couple of things. I like the shape. I like some of the dynamics of the front. You see I took a chisel to these pillars. I carved out the grout lines to give it a little bit of extra dimension, and then I just kind of roughed it up a little bit and made it look a little weathered. And there is sea lantern blocks inside of those blocks to act as light sources, so that the front of it is nicely lit up at night. But as you can see, it's very samey. It's just a lot of gray, basically. So now is the part where we get to add a little bit of color and shadow. Some darker colors would do a world of good, as well as just actual coloration. So the inside is much the same. We just have a border of those little brownstone creeper faces all the way around, and then we've got the stone all over. I'm gonna get to the roof probably last. Roofs are probably my least favorite part of builds. They're just kind of difficult to get right for me. But yeah, so this is where we are, and I'm going to get some color blocks, and we are going to make this a little more interesting than it currently is. It seems like it's constantly raining in this world, so I decided to chisel water into the sidewalks here, like it's just accumulating in the cracks and pooling up here around the lights. These are sea lanterns in the floor, you know, and then the ones on the roof, so it makes this nice little contained effect inside. It lights it up pretty nicely, and then because the pillars are not lit up, it adds a little bit of just natural shadow. So what I went for in the front here was like rain damage, is water damage, like splashing up the sides of the building, and it is on all sides. I roughed up the pillars a little bit more. They looked a little bland to me, and chiseled out some of the corners as well, so they look a little worn down. This is also chiseled. I put, I believe this is black terracotta to kind of accentuate those creeper faces. I did the same on the borders, but these are, you know, really hard to tell. I mean, they're meant to look like they've just eroded over time. I think that's pretty good for the outside. The roof, of course, will add different accents and shapes to it to finish off the top of the build, but I think that this is pretty decent for the outside. You know, you have to remember, this won't be just a flat lawn. This will be bees, and there will be bee houses built out front here as well. So this is kind of just the backsplash. I didn't realize that looked like a curly Q. I might change that specific part. But anyway, so with that said, let's move on to the interior. So my plan for the interior is we're going to build a front area, sort of a facade, and that's going to be the mausoleum part, where there's going to be the entombment pieces, and then there will be a little secret way into the back here, and this back area is where the main portion of the storage system, as well as some of the more important machinery that we'll use consistently, probably the Ender IO machines, will go in here as well. I tend not to like just singular ways of getting around. I like the elevator that's behind the mob farm. That really bothers me. It's just so, just for ease of access, so no matter which way I'm coming from, I can get down there. I don't have to navigate around builds to do so. So that's why we're gonna have stairways, a stairwell in this build leading down, and we may have an elevator as well. It depends on how much room I've got. This extends, there's nothing under this platform right now. I may go ahead and just pull the entire platform out that way so that I can put the elevator there, or I may just decide that the stairwell is good enough. It's going to depend on what goes under this build. So I'm going to get started gathering materials for the facade, and we're going to take care of that, and then we're going to start on the refined storage system. Super excited. We can actually make use of our power. The obligatory update on the chickens. We have a ton of stuff going on here. Nothing. These guys are really slow. Yes, that is an iridium chicken. We've gotten that far ahead. I have gone ahead and rearranged all of the chickens. This is according to the ingot list here, so I can see visible holes where I am missing chickens. Some of these chickens have been pulled out, like we have the gold and the iridium. They're just in use. But this allows me to see what I'm missing from the ingot list, we've got all kind. Like we haven't even made a white daisy, and we have elementium. So chickens OP. One of the things that I wanted to show you was before I had mentioned that the iron chicken just randomly threw a refined iron chicken, and I thought that it may have been a bug, but the slag chicken just threw a rich slag chicken egg. So it must just be whichever one's double up like that. The refined iron came from an iron and iron. The rich slag comes from a slag and a slag. So that just must be the way that it works with these guys. Another thing that I wanted to show you. So I haven't touched these guys since I started working on the mausoleum, right? Look what we have as far as their production value. And I'm just going to go through it, and I'm going to grab the ones that have the highest EMC just so you can see what the income from these guys actually is. This one's brand new. I'm working towards magical wood because I need that for a builder's wand. Ender pearl, ender pearl. Anything that seems to breed with this guy takes forever. They've been in that roost for ages, and oh yeah, our 1010 iron chicken is just going nuts over here. Let's see. Let's get. That's a brand new chicken. I didn't have bronze. Like, a lot of this is just for completionist value. Obviously, we didn't need a bronze chicken, and we'll just grab what we can. Okay, so that was just a quick run through. Obviously, that was far from all of the chickens. So we have 4.8 million EMC, and so if we throw all of this stuff in here that we just picked up, that was just under 3 million EMC in the, 30 seconds that it took. And again, that's not everybody, you know, that's a far cry from everybody. So yeah, that is why chickens they become worth it. It is very much a grind in the beginning, and once you kind of get to this point where they just start exploding and you get a bunch of them everywhere, it very quickly becomes worth it with EMC. And even if you don't have ProjectE in a pack, just this income, this resource income, is absolutely worth it. This, you know, you don't have to set up really any other system if you don't want to. As long as you have all of this. Obviously, there are 3 mods in this pack that add chickens, so if you've only got the base chickens, you know, it may not be so ridiculous, but still, the emeralds and the diamond chickens alone, I think that these are vanilla hatchery, and those guys are just ridiculous by themselves. So anyway, that is that. I just wanted to... Oh, there's the solarium chicken we were looking for. Good job, guys. Pop that guy there. And yeah, so I just wanted to bring you back and show you where we are as far... Oh, we need that guy still. As far as what's going on here, how we're progressing. I'm going to go back to that thing. As the dusk falls, we are finished with the build. This is a completed mausoleum. So we've got all kinds of stuff going on here. I don't know if you can even tell what that is up there. This is just the sneakiest pop of color ever. It's light blue stained glass with ArchitectureCraft in the arch. It's just a little sliver of an arch, but I think it added that needed touch up top, and of course the jack-o'-lanterns won't stay. But yeah, so we've got our paths with the pools of water. We've got the weathered exterior, the vines and the ivy, moss growing everywhere. We've got the big arch up top and the little arches that I put in with chisels and bits, and the weathered columns, and yeah, and the doubled gabled roofs. Well, let me tell you, that was a pain in the butt to put together without flight. And it goes all the way around, and it wraps around the back, because even though I'm not, you know, you won't be able to see it right now, we will build out with the mob farm and you will be able to see it then. So, ooh, looks like I missed a spot there, but rather than having to take care of it later, I just went ahead and did it all now. And I am fairly certain that there are more blocks on top of the thing than there are in the actual, you know, main body of the build. There's an enormous roof sitting on top of that thing. But yeah, so this is the monastery. Now, we cannot 100% complete the build today, and that is because the doors that I want come from Forestry. So next episode we will absolutely get into bees, and we will start sapling breeding along with that so that we can get those cool doors, and we will cap the build off then. However, the most important part, the mystery has been solved, you guys. The mystery of the haunted shrine. I have ventured into the mausoleum and discovered the secrets. First of all, rip noob. Somebody just straight up smashed Noob's urn in the glass. Or I mean, this is terrible right here. No wonder he's mad. Rip noob. Rest in pieces. Not even a respectful rip. Somebody just broke his urn. That is mean. The real atrocity, the real malevolent, malicious vandalism that occurred here happened to the second gravesite, to Mr. Fireclucky, the lava chicken. See, at first I was very confused as to why Mr. Fireclucky would be upset. There's nothing broke, he's just got his little feathers, you know. And then I saw it. Oh, then I saw it. That is not a lava chicken. That is an obsidian chicken. Someone painted an obsidian chicken on a fire chicken's urn. That is a most egregious. That is just disrespectful. So, the mystery of why the malevolent spirits live in the shrine and not in their mausoleum has been solved. They are being tormented even in the afterlife. So we're going to fix it. Maybe in a couple episodes or so, we're going to put a proper lava chicken on Mr. Fireclucky's urn, and we are going to rebuild Noob's urn as well as repair his glass so that they can rest in peace and not in pieces. Yeah, so this is the Halloween build. I hope you guys enjoyed it. First things first, we have our controller, and all we need to do is attach power to it to get things kicked off here. So let's add a point connected to the network, and there we go. There's our controller up and running. Next things next, I believe we need a solder. So did they take the solder out? Redstone furnace. Oh, the solder doesn't exist anymore. Okay, so we're gonna go get the alloy smelter from downstairs and carry on. Oh, let's sleep through the night really quick. I am almost positive that that is completely spawn proof, but you never know. The last thing I want is to get like blown up by a creeper, so let's just sleep through the night really quick. Go grab the alloy smelter. I was in fact not prepared. I'm not sure how like overall useful it's actually going to be in this pack, because like if you look at refined storage, almost all of the refined storage stuff has EMC values, so you're gonna have to do the initial crafting and then everything else can be yanked out of the table. So I don't know how useful machines are actually gonna be until later on. So basic processor and an alloy smelter. Oh, I wonder if it needs to be a regular alloy smelter. Okay, let's see. Alloy smelter, the normal one, requires a bunch of stuff. Simple powered furnace. Okay. Well, be right back. Okay, so one of the new mechanics of Ender.io is you need these clippings and trimmings from the simple sag mill to start progressing. So you have to throw vanilla flowers into the sag mill and you'll get the clippings and trimmings. What we're after is this organic green dye. This is part of the recipe for the alloy smelter. So we throw those clippings and trimmings into the alloy smelter. It looks like it's 6 per plus an egg to get the organic dye. And green pigment, huh? So there's a couple different ways to get it. We're just gonna go the clippings and trimmings with an egg way because we have, you know, infinite resources on that front. And yeah, we're just gonna wait for this. Is really slow, but we're gonna upgrade really quickly and then get past this. Alright, let's kick this off here. So something to note here, the industrial machine chassis does not have an EMC value, but the industrial die blend does. So even though you still have to combine them, it's once you get, you know, the one made, it's not, oh, this needs to be smelted. It's not too awful because you can pull that industrial die blend straight out, so you no longer have to continuously grind stuff down to make it. So we're just gonna smelt these up. I'm gonna upgrade both the alloy smelter and the sag mill, and then we'll move on. Okay, everything is ground down, so there's our upgraded sag mill, and then the alloy smelter. Let's get this guy made as well. We're gonna put these on the network here. I'm gonna put facades over that bottom, or more likely when we build down, I'll put this one level down, and then that way it will be covered up. Let's just throw that up there for now. Okay, there is, oh, they need capacitors to work now. I haven't played with it. This is so cool. I haven't played with this in a long time. By the way, this, when you make your first machine chassis, things get real loud. So if you are like me and you haven't played with Ender.io in a while, don't, you know, be like confused as to what is happening. Okay, so we need a capacitor. Let's see what the new capacitors are. The basic capacitor is grains of infinity, copper, and gold. That's not too bad. And then that's not bad either. Glowstone. We can just hammer right through that. Okay. There is an octatic capacitor. Sweet. So we no longer have to fight with those guys. We'll just instantly throw them into all of our machines. Oh, there's the basic capacitor. Derp. Okay, there we go. Now this is probably going to destroy our piddly little 1000 RF a tick power system, but that is fine. We have like 8,000 lava eggs in storage, so I'm not too concerned about it. Okay, so the whole reason that we needed to get the alloy smelter up and running was because we needed to solder silicon in it. We need, let's see, refined storage. We need the basic processor, which is raw basic processor. Oh, this has totally changed. Processor binding, silicon, and redstone. Okay, so string and a slime ball. Okay, we can do that. We have a slime chicken. What is that? Ender.io. What the? Cool. Slime. I wonder if that actually does anything, or if it's just a bit of a funny thing there. So slime, that gets us processor binding, and I think we had everything there. Yep, there is a raw basic processor. Okay, and then so we need to smelt that. So let's throw all of this stuff on us and get a bunch of that out. And now can we progress? Yay, we have a basic processor. All of this stuff has EMC value. I don't need to make a ton of it. Okay, there is our basic processor. Awesome. Moving right along. Okay, so what we are after is the disk drive and the grids. Okay, throwing stuff on the ground. We don't care. Yeah. No idea what that was. Okay, there we go. So here is our disk drive, which also has an EMC value, so we don't even have to make that anymore. Let's get 2 of them out, and then we're going to I'm probably, because these all have EMC values, there's no point in automating this right now, because as soon as we make one, we can just, you know, throw them all in there. So we might as well make a 64 storage K disk, but I'm not going to record all of that because that'll take forever. you know, just going back and forth to get material. So I'm just going to do the 1K storage and then get up to the 64K, and we'll come back when we have one of these guys. So for the 1K, we need redstone, glass, quartz enriched, and silicon, quartz, glass, redstone. Okay, so we have a ton of quartz enriched already on us, so let's get silicon. We need glass and redstone. Okay, and let's see here. So this guy, there's a 1K storage part, and then for the housing, there's that. Okay, 1K storage and housing. Okay, I'm gonna put a cut here. I'm gonna come back with 64K. Okay, there is 64K storage because we can. So let's pop all of these dudes in those. And now we have a just metric ton of storage. Okay, so now we want the grids. Let's see here. The first grid is going to take machine casing, glass, and we need to make the destruction and the construction cores. Okay, so let's look at those guys. Okay, there's a grid. And then to get the crafting grid, we need an advanced processor and a crafting table, which is not a, that is not a crafting table. I don't know what that is. And then an advanced processor. And bam, there's our crafting grid. Alright. Boom. We have item storage. A ginormous item storage at that. Okay, so this is ready to go. This is refined storage. This is, you know, you can obviously automate it. You can network all over the place, but this is the heart of it. So between episodes, I am going to start hooking the chickens up so that they are actually pumping into this grid, into our network, rather than just into oblivion. And yeah, there we go. We've got stuff in there, so you're not really gonna see anything because the storage is so much. It has such a high capacity, but that is the foundation. I'm super excited. This feels like modded now. Now we have a storage system. Okay, I'm going to cut here because I have been building forever and ever. I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. I hope you have a very wonderful Halloween. Get lots of candy. Have lots of fun parties. Just, you know, not too much. Everything in moderation. I will see you guys next time. Bye!